Hi, how are you doing today? I'm just adjusting this, I'm trying to get it closer to me. And I don't really like that it's not close enough, but here we are. So today I'm going to be recreating Delia Deetz's iconic look from Beetlejuice. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Delia Deetz and the movie and the characters themselves for just a minute before I get started. So, Beetlejuice, for those of you unfamiliar with the movie, was made in the late 1980s, and it featured Gina Davis. I'm trying to think. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, and Alec Baldwin played Gina Davis's husband in the movie. And so, the gist of the movie is a young couple who owns the house dies in a tragic accident. A new family moves in, and the old couple haunt them as ghosts and try to get rid of them. Uh, and so each character in this movie is a pretty interesting mix of 80s zeitgeist. So um, I'm going to be doing Delia, so I'm just going to talk about Delia today, and I'll talk about Beetlejuice a little bit too because I did that a couple weeks ago, I think. And so Delia Deetz is the stepmother of um, the family who moves in, and she is super duper used to sophistication and the New York society scene and the New York art world, and she's actually does have some acclaim herself. You can see in one of the frames, um, in an establishing shot, her she has a book about her place in the art world, and it has her picture on the front, and it's in her husband's library. And so she's she's not a poser; she's a real artist, and I feel like that's made light of a little bit. She's also really in love with her husband. She does really love him. They are polar opposites, and somehow it still works, which is sweet and nice. Um, she loves her stepdaughter, but is deeply troubled by her. And that's a natural, normal relationship as well. But she does get played as the evil stepmom a little bit. And I think that's an unfair categorization, because in the end of the movie, she really does step up to the plate when it's her husband and her stepdaughter and her house that are being invaded. She doesn't fool around, right? So she very much cares about her family, cares about her home, cares about her place in life, and so uh, she also happens to just be a fashion maven. She's just gorgeous top to bottom. And I think one of my favorite scenes is when she decides she is going to bake and cook because she's planned this dinner party. And in a previous scene, you see the husband in his uh, in his study wearing this very festive, ridiculous Christmas shirt, which you cannot miss for a mile. And that is why they picked it, I'm sure, because two scenes later, about when she's planning her dinner party, she's wearing his sweater as her pants. Just like everything she does is like innovative and inventive and smart and funny. Um, So she's an underrated character in my book. Um, Now I'm just gonna put on just a little bit more of this lotion, I think. Maybe just on my hands, to be fair. I just feel dry. Um, so that's why I'm doing Delia. I did Beetlejuice a couple weeks ago because Beetlejuice is a little underrated. Everybody has this sinister, cynical cast to their eye in the movie, and I don't actually really appreciate it very much because in the end, I feel like cynicism loses, but those characters weren't that way at their core, so it bugs me to have that be so front and center. Um, they could very easily have all been really unlikable, is what I'm saying, and I don't really care for that approach. Okay, so Delia Deetz, from the thumbnail photo that I've used, that's what I'm basing my look on. Delia Deetz, in her true style, at the end of the movie, is wearing a pair of palazzo pants, a gray wrap sweater, very much like this one, and the most glamorous minimal makeup look that I've also ever seen in my life, and a top hat with a red ribbon, which you can see in camera. I do have the hat and the sweater. And so right now I'm just trying to, um, what is it? Just make a really blank canvas. Because for this look, Delia opted, or the makeup artist, we know how it works, but Delia opted to wear an eyeliner and a very bold red lip. And that was the extent of her makeup. So what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm just doing the bare minimum of coverage. I'm going to use a little bit of this infallible full wear concealer. And I have a concealer brush over here even, which is odd. But I don't seem to be able to open this. There we go. Okay. And I have my palette, my new eyeshadow palette, has a really nice big mirror in it. And I learned that I can use the big mirror to make it so that you guys are watching me do this, which I want. I'm not going to use any eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use some really natural looks, but I am using a little concealer on top of my eyelids as well as underneath my eyelids. And then I might put foundation on the lips as well to make just a really neutral palette for the makeup itself. Right on. Good, okay. And I'm going to blend that out. So I did a triangle today underneath my eye. I'm trying different stuff with concealer every time. And my main goal there is just to reduce the appearance of puffiness by just blanking it out. I have good skin. That's nice, and that makes it easier. So that sometimes creating someone else's look is just down to having a clear palette. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the looks that I've been doing also in terms of the fact that I'm doing no anti-aging techniques whatsoever. That's not a part of what I'm doing. And when I'm taking pictures, I'm doing extreme close-ups. And those extreme close-ups are going to reveal signs of aging that I experience. And I experience signs of aging in fine lines, wrinkles, and some discoloration. And I want people to see that because I don't have to cover it up, and neither does anybody else. You can be glamorous and be any age. Okay. Good. Okay. So I am gonna use maybe a little pink from the eyeshadow palette actually to create some depth here, but I'm going to use the lightest color I can find in here of pink, which is this one right here. It's very natural light pink. And so I'm just going to put it on the cheeks, the apples of my cheeks, and then do just a little bit of blending upward. with the cheekbone. I think the interesting thing about this look for Delia is it is her most innocent look. In a lot of the scenes, she's wearing black, only black, or dark red and black, and looks a little villainous. But in this scene, she's wearing like a neutral tone, neutral gray sweater, and then that pop of red, and it really makes her look more human and more humane. And I enjoy that transition for her a lot. Yep. There's a little bit of difference. Good. Okay. All right. And I'm going to use this e.l.f. Compact just to give myself, just to, I'm using the powder just to powder it out and make it a little paler because everybody in the movie is pale. Which isn't it? They're all supposed to be New York, and I guess pale means New York. Because Gina Davis wasn't pale, and neither was Alec Baldwin. So maybe I'm onto something. I mean, maybe I'm full of it, but maybe I'm onto something. Okay. Just a little more of that. It really is doing what I want it to do. Now, now you can see I have a really flat canvas. Yeah, color-wise. I'm sort of trying to run ahead of a cold. My husband has had a really terrible cold, and I was fine for most of it. And then this morning I woke up and I feel like not as great as I would like to feel. Okay, and I'm running I'm setting the primer as well, or the foundation as well, with the powder. Okay, I'm going to take a little darker color and run it under my chin to define my chin. Yep. Okay, so you can just barely see the difference, but it does pop out the face and make it look a little more 3D. And then I'm going to use the most neutral eyeshadow shade in this palette, the most neutral and natural one, which I think is right up here. It's like this really nude color because she doesn't really have a lot of eye makeup on except for the liner. She uses it all for the liner. So it is a little shimmery or pearlescent, which is nice. Just adds a touch of glamour. I'm just going to pop a little gold on the inside. Just as a nod to modern makeup trends. Yeah, I really like that. So just a little pop in the inside of the eyes makes your eyes look a little bigger and more awake. Okay. Now for the liner. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to start with this pencil at the waterline because I really have trouble getting that close. With the liquid, but the liquid gives a better wing. So I'm going to use two different kinds of eyeliner here, just so there's coverage. And if there's one thing I've learned from doing all this, it is that the point where I always say that's enough is the point where I should keep going with makeup, because I am not a big makeup wearer. And so for me, what I'm comfortable with is a lot less than what is actually called for this kind of work. Okay. Yeah, it's even. Yep. Okay. And that's really all you can ask for. Okay. So the next step is going to be to find the lid, which I did, and then I'm going to go in here with liquid eyeliner and I'm going to wing it out. So the last time I was doing the Beetlejuice makeup, I discovered that I had this winged liner that I did not know that I had. I got really excited, and I tried it, and it works a treat. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way to the inside of my eye, next to the bridge of my nose. And then it's the tiniest wing. She does not need much. It's a really beautiful, subtle, glamorous look. Yeah, Audrey Hepburn-esque. It's Catherine O'Hara, and she's amazing to begin with. Like, everybody has some sort of childhood memory of her in Home Alone or Beetlejuice or something. And then for her to sort of step back into her career as Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek was just such a beautiful move. Okay. Mm. I have a bag off camera and I'm looking here and I don't think that I have mascara. And so I'm going to look in this bag really quick. I laid out what you would think would be enough makeup for a small army, but apparently it was not enough. And I'm now very worried I don't have mascara. Got lots of lipstick, lots of eyeliner, lots of liner, yeah. Unbelievably, I do not think that I have any mascara. Well, I'm going to keep going with what I've got and then just do the lip and then end the stream and then send you a picture. Or include a picture on this later. Okay. There is a lip liner I'm going to use first. Thrive. It's a very nice lip liner. And it's sort of a neutral red color. If you can see that, and then you can pretty much put anything on top of it as long as you want it to be that dark, at least. So I'm gonna start with my Cupid's bow, and I usually make a little X, and then I go from there. I'm not going on the outside of my lip, even though my lip color has lightened quite a bit as I age. So, one of the things that I've decided as I've been doing this is that I uh, wanted to, at first, my goal was just to do 1980s movie looks, which I have very much been doing, but I didn't really have a reason for that. And just a minute, I'm sorry. I'll show you what I'm doing. Just applying lipstick, nice bright red. And so, with further reflection, I decided that those movies influenced my thought about feminine beauty the most. Those are the things that I thought about. I thought about Delia Deetz, or I thought about Beetlejuice, the way the makeup was put on, or Tim Curry in any anything during the '80s and parts of the '70s. Rocky Horror Picture Show was an amazing, amazing movie, and it did shape my idea of beauty and glamour and feminine beauty and gender and so many other things. And I feel like people my age really felt empowered for a little while there to experiment and to play and to have fun just with those ideas instead of it being divisive. Um, and I got this beautiful highlighter. I'm just showing it to you. There's a little name in the mirror, and this is the color. I'm going to use just the tiniest bit of this because I feel like Delia deserves it. Um, so I put it on the tip of my nose a little bit, just the tiniest bit on my cheeks, and I'm going to put it over the pink. Yep. And then on this side as well, over the pink. That's Delia Deetz. What do you think, guys? So to finish up the look, I hope you liked it. Okay, I got to go and take a picture of this. It looks pretty adorable if you ask me, but I want to take a picture with this lighting, and I will talk to you guys later. I feel like this was a success. I do have a few, eyebrows. How could I have forgotten my eyebrows? Uh, that's good because I still wanted to talk just a teeny tiny bit. Um, I want to talk about, ooh, there's the spoolie, so that's it. Not that one. There. I want to talk about where I'm going. So, with that in mind, that all these '80s things were really like freeing and fun and uh, playful, that's where I've gone when I want to experiment. I've just gone to like the most playful stuff, like 1980s playing. Just the music, the people, the fashion, what people were doing was playful. And a lot of that has been lost. And so I'm struggling just to find a gender identity and a sense of self that aligns with playfulness first and foremost. And so that's where I'm going and imitating all of these cool, iconic characters has really helped me pin down where I do want to go. And I've had a lot of encouragement from a lot of people, and I really do appreciate that. And so I'm just going to keep working on going toward some sort of funky 1980s androgynous fun. And I'm sorry if people don't like the word androgynous. I don't know why not. Um, okay. So now I've got the eyebrows done, which means I'm actually done. And I'm going to spoolie my eyebrows a little bit and blend in. Yep, perfect. There we go. There we go. Everything is a drag on everything else, if you were wondering. So I feel like this is really reminiscent, this look and the thumbnail are really reminiscent of some early Judy Garland works, or even some later ones where she did some like played some part as a vaudevillian actor playing a hobo. So um, I think everything is a drag on everything. On everything. We're just constantly recycling fashion and ideas, and it's awesome and confusing for a lot of people. So be kind and be forgiving while people are figuring it out, because it's what somebody thinks today could change just based on a conversation they have with somebody. If I know a lot of people are sick of trying to make people understand or just accept them, but keep working on it, or at least I will. You can do what you want. Okay, I'm gonna say goodbye for now to my two viewers. I think I did a pretty good job this time, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I will talk to you again soon, and I have no idea what I'm doing next. Bye.